Welcome to our weekly broadcast of the African Treasures. Here we bring to you African arts, culture, and music. We also discuss issues of concern to people of the African descent in America, the Caribbean, South America, Africa, and all over the world. We invite you to come and see Africa in a positive light. So stay tuned and tell your friends to do the same.
Welcome to African Treasures. I'm Dr. Mike Okeke, your host. This episode of the African Treasures is jointly produced by the Nigerian Television Authority and Canopy Corporation. We're here on location at Georgia State University Center at the commemoration of the African Channel and also Africa Open for Business. My guest is none other than the Honorable Ambassador Andrew Young. Welcome to the show, sir.
Very good. Good to be with you.
So it was exactly 2 years ago that you made your presence at the African Treasures.
Oh.
Yes, and you came to talk about the Abuja Summit.
Oh, okay.
That was July. That took place in July of 2003.
Yeah.
And you have continued to make history, open doors, and push a lot of boundaries. And today we're talking about Africa Channel in America and Africa Open for Business. I want to let you know that it's music to my ears.
Good.
And I'll let you tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Africa Channel is a chance to let Africans speak to America. We are going to gather the best of television from all over Africa and make it available to the audiences of the United States. And it's a brilliant idea that put together by a young African and a young American. And we're working with them. You know, my friends in Africa wonder why America doesn't do right about Africa. And the main reason is they don't know. See, we don't know what's going on almost until it's too late. Even the genocide in Rwanda, I heard about, but you know, it's almost too horrible to stop and think about, much less think that you can do something about it. But information is power, and we're in an information age, and there's not enough information coming out of Africa. And that's what the Africa Channel will do, bring whatever information Africans have to share with the world. We plan to make it available.
Thank you, sir. You see, when BET started in the 80s, I was here. I was a musician. I put out my first album in America in 1983 and my second album in 1986. And when BET started, I was very excited. I said, oh, so we're going to be included finally. And as I observed, I realized they didn't have much interest in Africa and stuff like that. And I'm trying to see what is going to be different this time with Africa Channel.
BET was American television being shown in Africa. Africa Channel is going to be Africa television shown in America.
Okay.
I don't know, but I understand there's an operation in Nigeria called Nollywood.
Oh, I heard about that.
Where they make all kinds of films. They make 20, 30 films a year, more than that. See,
very nice movies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would love to be able to see one. I mean, I would love for there to be a Nollywood evening. If at 11 o'clock at night there was Nollywood on American TV.
Yes, sir.
Well, first place, there are almost 5 million Nigerians here that would sure look at it.
Exactly.
See, but it wouldn't be just not the Nigerian Americans. It would be the people of goodwill. I tell you, there's a friend of mine has a ridiculously ignorant talk program on the public access channel. But every time I've been on it, white people more than anybody else say, "Oh, I saw you." See, so it's not just black people that are interested in Africa.
Exactly. I agree with you. Well, do you have any plans of involving Africans who are here in America? in this African channel? Because we feel it's ours.
Yeah, but it'll be coming from. I don't know that we plan to do any programming ourselves.
Right.
We plan to show what's going on in Africa here in America.
Right.
There's another project we're working on which is not quite as far along, where we're hoping to put a satellite where we can ship programming from here back to Africa. And all you'd have to do in Nigeria is buy a little dish and a box. And you could get programming from America that would be on an African satellite.
Right. So this is going to be, I'm sorry to interrupt, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I'm saying that, that's a little more complicated, not nearly as far along, but we're working toward building a bridge between Africa and America.
Right. Ambassador, I was told that I only have 5 minutes with you, and I know you're a very busy man, but I want to let you know I'm very, very grateful for you being here. And I look forward to seeing big and better things happen through this channel. I'm very excited about it.
Well, I think that, you know, they're good stories in Africa. And let me tell you one of them right quick.
Please.
Your president saw somebody with a very expensive watch. And he was looking at the watch and somebody said, you know, would you like one of those? And he said, that's too much to pay for a watch, say, in a poor country like Nigeria. And when they gave him the watch, he gave it back, said, give me something for my farm, you know, put it into seeds and fertilizer. So I decided to give him a watch. So I went to Walmart and I bought this watch like this that I wear for $5.43. And I gave him a watch.
Okay.
It's waterproof, it's automatic. He loved it. You know what he said? Who makes this watch? I said, Walmart. He wrote the president of Walmart and he said, you need to bring your stores to Nigeria. This is what we need. We need good quality goods that poor people can afford. Well, I know there's a moral to that story. Thank you, Ambassador. Okay.
Good, always good to see you. We're still on location at the Georgia State University Student Center. I'm Dr. Michael Okeke, your host, and welcome to African Treasure, Mr. Makala.
Doctor, thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me, and absolute pleasure to be here.
Would you be kind enough to tell us about yourself?
I'm the co-founder of the Africa Channel, which is a new cable network that is going to be launching here in the United States in late August. And this is an opportunity for us to showcase our great continent in the Western world. But the difference here is that this will be coming from an African perspective.
Exactly. And where are you from originally?
I'm from Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, been to your lovely country many times.
I want you to know that this program is going to be aired in Africa.
Fantastic.
On the NTA network.
NTA, yes.
Nigerian Television Authority, as well as here in Atlanta.
Okay.
And as well as on the cable all over the world.
Fantastic.
I just want you to know that.
Okay.
I'm very fascinated about this Africa channel, and I was very excited about it, and that's why we're here on location to talk about it.
Well, it's something whose time has come.
Right.
And we are certainly talking about launching a first-rate television network.
Okay.
That is great by Western standards.
Exactly.
But what is interesting here is that so many people don't realize there is terrific programming being done in Africa by Africans.
But let me ask you this, though, sorry to interrupt you. This is going to go on here in America.
Correct.
Do you have plans to include Africans who are here in America?
Oh, absolutely.
Because when BET started in the 80s, I thought it was going to include us, only to find out that we weren't contemplated upon.
Here's the thing. There's a fundamental difference between us and a BET or anyone else.
Okay.
They've done a great job at what they've done.
Okay.
What our agenda is about Africa. So, we are here to amplify the African experience.
Okay.
Now, with all due respect, we are not only going to connect the diaspora, but also connect, for example, Nigerians wherever they are.
All right.
1 out of 6 Nigerians, one out of 6 black people walking the face of the earth is a Nigerian.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
You know, so that's significant.
Where are you? Where is the broadcasting studio going to be? Here in Lagos? I mean, here
You're trying to figure out where you are now.
It'd be great to be in Lagos.
Oh no, absolutely.
Is it going to be here in Atlanta or in California? Or where?
We are based in Los Angeles for a couple of different reasons. The production company that is partnered with us is a major production company, Weller Grossman, who have launched major channels in the United States before.
Okay.
They launched National Geographic Channel, Home and Garden. They do a lot of stuff with the History Channel and so on. We needed some solid infrastructure to be able to do this. So all the programming we aggregate from across the continent will come to Los Angeles. We then seam it into a channel.
Okay.
And then it'll be uplinked from there.
Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by. And one request I'm going to make. Don't forget Africans who are here in America when things are going on with this Africa channel.
Well, as long as you are here, I don't think you're going to let us forget it.
Don't forget us. Because we've been swept aside in the past. And I hope this time around we can be included and be allowed to be involved.
No, absolutely.
Everything you look for in Africa is here in Atlanta.
Right. No, absolutely.
You know,
if I may say, what we are doing is actually creating a software platform like what Bill Gates did. He created Windows that everybody can plug into. Okay. The Africa channel will be something for people from the diaspora to actually plug into.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And I'm going to hold that thought.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to forget. I'm going to remind you of that.
Please do. It's on tape.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right.
Still on location at the Georgia State University Student Center. Dr. Michael Okeke, your host. We're still talking about this Africa channel that's coming up. And my guest is Mr. Mark Walton. Welcome to African Treasures.
Glad to be here.
Well, Mr. Walton, what's your position with the Africa channel?
Well, I'm the Executive Vice President for Sponsorship and for Corporate Development.
All right.
So my charge simply is to find the sponsors who will help to be the lifeblood for the revenue for the channel.
And which countries are you going to be looking to for sponsorship?
Good question. So far we have South Africa Tourism that's signed on as our first sponsor.
Okay.
And we'll be looking throughout the continent. We'll be going to various countries for tourism and for trade. And then we'll be looking at businesses in those countries. But primarily I'm looking at a lot of American companies who will really see the value of connecting with the audience that we'll attract.
Why do you think they will pay attention at this time? After all these years, very little attention is paid to anything that has to do with the continent of Africa. True. What do you think you're going to do different?
Well, I think it's the times that probably will make it different. We may not do anything that's so demonstrably different.
Right.
But I think that if you will, the world events are moving now that Africa is starting to take more prominence.
Right.
And all I think we're going to do differently is try to introduce Africa to the American audience in a way that they're used to seeing it. So the programming strategy, if you will, is to give them some news, but yet also give them a soap opera. And
are you going to be doing satellite, getting Africa on satellite to your station, or are you going to be
actually the programming will
pre-programmed?
It'll be pre-programmed. It'll originate probably in Johannesburg, where we'll be getting programming from all over the continent, packaging it there, and then sending it here.
Why Johannesburg?
Why not? It's just it's the place that it could start. It's the place
why
where
not Nigeria?
Exactly. Well, why not? Well, you know what? And
why not Nigeria?
And we want to have
not Abuja?
And we are looking. We are open armed to have relationships with everybody.
Okay. Where are you from originally?
I'm American, but I'm actually of West Indian heritage. I'm first generation. My folks are from Barbados.
And you're married to?
And my wife is from Senegal.
Okay.
So I have been to the continent 25 or 30 times.
Well, I forgive you then.
And I was married in Dakar.
Okay. And, I forgive you then.
So thank you. Okay. So I'm not a brother, but maybe I'm a cousin.
Oh okay. No, you never know. Maybe you're more than you never know.
That's true.
If you dig deep,
I have many stories of being in Senegal and people stopping me on the street.
Well, Mr. Walton, one thing that's on my mind is when this channel takes off, I hope that the deciding factors, the powers that are going to be there will remember Africans who are here, because there's nothing you're looking for in Africa that you can't find here. Yeah. There are a lot of Africans here that are willing to participate and be involved in anything that has to do with Africa. I just hope that when this takes off, that you remember that there are people here who can be very useful and resourceful in taking this Africa television channel to another level.
Yes. Well, I mean, quite frankly, it's the Africans who are here who will be our best spokespeople.
Okay.
And it is for them that I think this will mean something good.
I hold you to that.
You can hold me to that.
I hold you to that. Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
You're quite welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank
you,
sir.
Good.
One cannot fall in love with that which they don't know. So tune into African Treasures Weekly and remember, to know Africa is to love Africa.
Right. Hello, we are still on location at the Georgia State University Student Center, where we're commemorating the Africa Channel and also Africa Open for Business. And my guest here is Mr. Jacob Abak.
Perfect pronunciation.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much,
Did I pronounce it correctly?
You were beautiful. That was perfect.
Abak, okay. All right. Mr. Abak, what's your position with the Africa Channel?
I'm a co-founder of the network, and right now I'm president.
You are? Okay. And your office is located where?
We're located in Los Angeles. We have an office in Johannesburg, and we work through extension with Good Works in Washington, D.C. as well.
How do you get this? What came up? I mean, how did this idea come about?
You know, we always knew that there was a great demand in America to understand the other side of Africa that we don't get to see here through our traditional media. All of us who have spent 20, 25 years on the continent and spent life here and been in media understand that there's a very narrow window of imagery, of storytelling, and of programming. It's only recently that feature films have been getting their due. What we thought we'd do is open up a mass audience network. This is for American audiences all across the country to be able to enjoy the richness of African culture, African music, African dramas, feature films, soap operas, talk shows, news and information, business opportunities, and create a dialogue with the American viewer.
You know, Mr. Abak, I've been here for 27 years. And I came here as an artist, a musician. And I've been knocking on a lot of doors. And eventually, by God's grace, I started out this television program. And what I don't understand, what I want to understand is how come America or the public was not interested in Africa before, but right now you think this is going to work? And how are you going to make it work?
You know, it's interesting.
And also, are Africans going to be really involved in this?
Yeah. First of all, on the demand side, I think there's a misperception that because there's no outlet for information from Africa, that there might not be interest in Africa. And I think all of us who grew up in this country as kids, we had Africa around us all the time. And when you travel to almost every American city, there is a relevance and a connection with Africa. It's just that there's never been a power of television, for example, to shine the light and connect the dots. It's there.
Exactly.
There's a love and a demand and an interest. It just needs to be cultivated, and there needs to be daily information every day.
I've asked your other colleagues, are we going to see the participation and involvement of Africans who are living in America? Because we've been standing on the sideline for a long time. Is there a plan to get us involved in this whole thing? Because we love to.
Yeah, first thing, we've had such a great outpouring of support from Africans resident in America. It warms our heart. And initially, what we tried to do in putting the channel and the business together is to create a bridge for African programming to tell the story of African life to reach Americans, and to open a window for Americans to peer into African life on a daily basis. Will there be an opportunity for Africans living here to get involved? Absolutely. With this television bridge, hopefully will become, long after we're here, will be open software. And let everybody work for the opportunities of creating that daily bridge for business, for social development, for music development, for anything you can possibly think of. I think our imagination's a limit of what Africans living in America can do once this bridge is built.
You realize there are many languages in Africa. Some countries in Africa, their lingua franca is French. Some have Dutch. Some have English. So how are you going to...
Some have Arabic.
Exactly. How are you going to provide a multilingual programming so that it will serve the interest of the many?
I just also need to remind us, since you've been here for 27 years,
yes, sir.
Americans are starting from a very different place. We thought that the best way to have access for a broadest possible audience was to have the majority of the TV programming in English.
Right.
The music doesn't matter what language it can be, Shona or Xhosa or Zulu. It doesn't matter where the language. Fela, there you go. It doesn't matter. Does it matter what language music is sung in? It doesn't.
Okay.
The feature films from Francophone Africa, where some of the finest filmmaking has been going on for decades, we will use subtitles to introduce that to American audiences. But we have to start somewhere.
Okay.
And that's where we have to start.
I want to thank you for being part of this big history-making thing. I'm really excited. It's music to my ears. I've been waiting for this for 27 years. I've been here in America. And finally, it's going to happen before my very eyes.
We hope you're a part of it.
We just want to be part of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
We're still on location at the Georgia State University Student Center, and at this commemorative occasion of the African Channel and Africa Open for Business. And my guest is
Dennis Pemberton.
Mr. Pemberton, how are you?
Doing very well. How are you?
I feel fine. So what's your position with the Africa Channel?
I am, my position is I'm founder and CEO of Global Asset Alternatives. We're an investment management firm based here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
We are we're an investment banking firm, and we have a number of clients who we've helped assisted in making investments into the Africa Channel.
Okay.
So we've analyzed the investment opportunity and helped structure some investments into the company.
So you're the middleman.
Exactly.
Between the money and the...
Right, exactly, and the product. Exactly.
Okay. And you say you're from Atlanta?
Yes. No, I'm from, actually, well, I'm based here in Atlanta, from New York originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been in Atlanta for how long?
I attended Morehouse undergrad, Morehouse College here undergrad, and then moved back to Atlanta in 1998.
Okay. And are you going to be actively involved in the operations of the Africa Channel?
No, I will not be actively involved from an operations standpoint, but I have a number of clients who are... how should I say, are investors and are somewhat high profile.
Okay.
So they will play a role in helping to promote the channel and helping to help the channel achieve what we hope it can achieve.
Are we going to see you on the channel or anything?
Well, I do hope to participate in some of the business programming.
Okay. Well, Mr. Pemberton.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Enjoy it,
sir.
Mr.
All right.
Take.
Mutinta, Mother Africa has talented children scattered all over the world.
And we are showcasing them all here on African Treasures for you. You can also catch us on www.africantreasurestv.com. We have an exciting website that I encourage all of you to see. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. We are bringing this documentary to a close. And before we sign off, I would like to thank my able assistant, Miss Chrislyn Okoma. Yes. Chrislyn, I want to thank you very much for working very hard with me. I know you've been very busy getting these dignitaries to the interview spot. And I want to thank you very much for that. Keep up the good work.
Pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
Do you have anything to say to the viewers?
I just want to say that it's a very hard-working thing. You know, coming out here as a student, meeting different people has been an ultimate experience for me, and I just want to thank you for giving me that ultimate opportunity.
You're welcome. And if you want to see the show a little bit more, you can log on to our website. It's www.africantreasurestv.com. Again, it's www.africantreasurestv.com. You can log on and watch this show from anywhere in the world 24/7. And thank you for being with us.
Mother Africa has been waiting for you to come home. So why don't you pay her a visit on your next vacation?
I found my physician and dentist in the Ebony pages.
Ebony Pages is our family directory.
Ebony Pages is the only directory that caters to the minority community in the metropolitan Atlanta. For businesses trying to reach the minority communities, Ebony Pages is your vehicle. And for individuals and families trying to find businesses to patronize, Ebony Pages is your vehicle. And for more information, you can call 404-209-8654.
Thank you for watching, and please join us again next week at the same time as we continue to share with you the treasures of Africa.